Hi, I'm Lisa Cost. I'm a registered nurse at Lucile Packard Children's Hospital at Stanford. Work in the recovery room. I recover kids out of all kinds of procedures that require general anesthesia, from chemotherapy all the way to trauma, to broken bones and things like that. I had wanted to do nursing since I was 5, and life just sort of took its course, and I finally decided to go for it in my early 30s. And I think it was mostly because if I was going to be away from my children working in a job, it needed to be a job where I felt like I was making a difference. And something that felt worth my time if I wasn't going to be with my own kids. I didn't want to be sitting behind a desk and being a secretary or something like that. I wanted to do something meaningful. Yes, I've always wanted to be a nurse. I actually have drawings with crayons when I was very small of me in a nurse's uniform. I've been a nurse for 11 years. I got my degree from the College of San Mateo, and I'm registered in the state of California as a registered nurse. An associate's degree in nursing. Yes, nursing school was very challenging. The most challenging part of it would probably be a balance between the academic piece of it was very challenging, and I would say also the emotional side of it is more challenging than I thought it was going to be. For the academic piece, I just studied a ton. I was often up till 2 o'clock in the morning studying. I gave up almost every weekend, sat in the library on Mother's Days and Father's Days and Easter nights, and just would put the kids to bed and go straight to a bookstore or a coffee shop or a library or somewhere that I could study. I decided when I did my pediatric rotation in my clinical training in college, I just walked onto the pediatric floor and just felt right at home. I knew that was the place for me. I was not intimidated by anything in that unit.
You didn't originally start with post-anesthesia. What was your original specialty?
I originally started in the pediatric cardiovascular intensive care unit at Stanford, and did that for 7 years, and then decided to go to the recovery room where the hours were just a little bit better there, so I could enjoy my kids growing up. We're switching specialties early on because the intensive care unit was so demanding and so challenging and so emotionally draining that I considered going to like an emergency room where it maybe wouldn't be quite as emotionally challenging, but I decided to stick with the cardiac ICU because I was learning so much, and I thought that would be really valuable at the beginning of my career. Yeah, I do. I still kind of keep my ears open for maybe what the next challenge would be. I love the unit where I work, but I've had some interest in other units. And so I always kind of keep my options open. I'm comfortable where I am right now, but I could see myself moving to maybe like a cath lab or something like that. My most favorite part of being a nurse would be bedside nursing. I do do the charge nurse role where I am in charge of every nurse, but I'm also in charge of every patient, but it's not as hands-on. And I think I would say that the hands-on piece of it, the bedside care, is probably my favorite part. But I do take a lot of pride in my ability to manage a unit effectively in any given day. My favorite part about bedside nursing would be making the kids smile somehow, some way, having an understanding of what's going on with them physiologically, and being able to put myself in the family's shoes and really be able to effectively communicate with parents and child based on their particular situation. I really like that. I think I wish I would have gotten a bachelor's in nursing. It wouldn't really play any difference in my career, but it's just something I think I wish I would have gotten, to get a little more public health training. But that would be the only thing. It actually hasn't really affected my career. I've been fortunate. But that is one thing that I wish I would have done. Yeah. I'm happy that I went for it. I'm happy that I didn't back down at any point. I'm happy that I never let my nerves about anything get the best of me, whether it be walking onto a new hospital floor or sitting down to take a math test for the second time that I failed the first time. And nursing school presents a lot of opportunities to fail and to sort of just give up because it's that challenging. And so I'm really proud that I stuck with it and stayed true to who I am, because I'm strong and I can do whatever I put my mind to. I would say when you feel helpless, when you have a kid so sick that you know there's nothing you can do, that's probably the worst. And obviously losing a patient is really hard too. This is going to be really hard. This is going to be the hardest thing you'll ever do in your entire life. I wish someone would have maybe given me the heads up on that, because I had no idea. Yeah. Before my first day on the job, I wish someone would have told me and reminded me that every single nurse was in your shoes at one point. So even though they may be bossy and judgy at how you perform that day or that week or that month, everybody had to learn at some point. I think it's really, really important for nurses to support each other. Even in environments that are super stressful and you may have a nurse that you don't care for as a person, I think it's really, really important to work together regardless of personalities or skill sets or anything like that. I think it's really important to lift each other up and work together.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think even with all the ups and downs in my career, I would not change one single day. It's the best thing I ever did. Besides marry my husband and have my kids.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.